Kia ora whanau, I hope you're doing well. If you're new to this channel, I'm Janina Asiedu, a queer ancestral medium and tarot diviner. We are going to do a pick a card on how you can surrender to the divine. I pull 3 cards of the piles that you can choose from, and yeah, I hope that this is helpful for you all. Let me know down below what pile you pick, and feel free to like and subscribe to our channel if you feel called to. Okay, let me shuffle these cards and then we'll get into it. We're just using this oracle deck, by the way, just to pull the piles. What cards do we have for pile 1? What card do we have for pile 1? What cards do we have for pile 2? What cards do we have for pile 2? Ooh, that dropped out. What card do we have for pile 3? Oh, too many cards, but we'll just take the top one. Okay, so pile 1 is the rattlesnake, and it says the experience that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Pile 2 is the unicorn. Indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. And pile 3 is the mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Okay, pile number 1, so you are the rattlesnake pile. Yeah, so it says the experiences that you're presently going through are initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So currently, how you can surrender to the divine is to really allow yourself to go through change and transformation. With the rattlesnake, or the snake in general, with this card, I always see that like shedding of skin. And you know how when snakes are shedding skin, the process of it can be quite intense. But I feel like your ancestors and source and the divine want you to surrender to the shedding, surrender to the intensity of the process as well. You know, when a snake is shedding skin, there's no other way for them to like shake it off aggressively. So maybe some of you all need to, I'm hearing like get rid of some certain tendencies and habits and really work a little bit harder to shake them off. Yeah, I'm seeing like, I was just seeing this snake like moving forward, like just moving forward like this. So I feel like the divine is saying once you go through this shedding that could feel a little bit like aggressive in some way, or even like chaotic, you'll be able to move forward. So some of you might be resisting some sort of change or letting go of some sort of things that you need to let go of in order to move forward. And I'm hearing kind of like that you might remain kind of stuck if you don't let yourself shake off what you need to shake off, if that makes sense. Some of you will also need to release old identities and old versions of yourself, and that might be what you're shedding as well. So some of you might be holding on to like something like a way of being that's no longer yours. And this could just be like attached to like ego as well, or like, yeah, old identity. I also heard false identity. So a version of yourself that you no longer are, or some of you might be kind of trying to even like people please by pertaining to how others expect you to be. And the divine wants you to shake all of that off and allow yourself to come more into your authentic being, because your authentic being is that of, it says, a healer, or there's a new story that you're coming into and a new narrative. And with the word initiation, I'm kind of hearing, I actually heard the word test. I don't really like using that word when it comes to like life circumstances and things that we go through, but I am kind of hearing that word. So maybe the divine is kind of seeing if you're, or maybe the divine has put you in kind of uncomfortable situations to see like if you'll accept the change. So maybe some of these things have been things that you have actually been asking for. Yeah, so let's pull some tarot and see how else you can surrender to the divine at this time. If this resonates with you, feel free to comment a snake emoji down in the comments. I also wanted to say, like, this transition and transformation that you're going through is really beautiful, as much as it might feel like hectic at first or painful as well. Or like, I heard the word disarray or like disorienting. I feel like that's just part of the process. So maybe you kind of have to surrender to the feelings as well of feeling unsure, kind of maybe feeling a bit unstable, or being in new environments. How can pile number one surrender to the divine at this time? How can pile number one surrender to the divine at this time? How can pile number one? Okay, we have King of Cups, the Star, and the Moon. So you can surrender, you can surrender to the divine by really opening your heart, owning your emotions, and expressing your emotions as well. I feel like this pile, you'll have a really big heart and you might feel a lot of things as well. I'm hearing like some people might find you to be quite intense or like emotional, like, or sensitive. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a negative thing. It's actually a really beautiful thing about you. And so Source also wants you to surrender to your emotions and that sensitive part of you and how big your heart is and your capacity to love is. With the Star card, they also are wanting you to surrender, or you can also surrender to the divine through really having faith and hope in yourself. And I want to say like your dreams and visions that are connected to your heart space. So whatever you dream of creating in your life that has to do with like what you love or even like who you love, Source is really wanting you to surrender to that. That's how you can really connect to the divine at this time. With the Moon card, there's actually 5 of Pentacles at the base of the deck, 10 of Swords as well. So there might be some subconscious things or things that are coming up within your emotions or your emotional body, like lack, or feeling like you don't have enough, or feeling like you're not worthy of certain things potentially. So maybe there's a need to reflect on that. And I also heard check yourself. So make sure that the way in which you are speaking to yourself or noticing your like subconscious thoughts and emotions that kind of come through to the surface at this time as well, because I feel like those things are trying to tell you, I'm hearing a story about yourself. And I'm hearing that that story might not potentially be positive. So the way that your subconscious might be wired just because of like past lack, or I'm hearing hurt, past wounds, or even things that have been said to you in the past want to come up to be cleared. So that's also kind of what I was seeing with that like shedding and the snake kind of shaking things off aggressively. So maybe those are some of the things that you need to kind of cut or get rid of. I was gonna say your ancestors, but also the divine, I guess a way in which you can surrender is having faith in your vision for the future as well. Also, some of your your heart and what you love is really connected to potentially what you're going to be doing in community, and the star card can be someone that's really well known for what they do as well. So maybe you need to surrender to that a little bit, like being seen in your vulnerability, being seen in your expression of love. Yeah, and allowing those like subconscious things to come up to the surface so you can let them go. How can pile number 1 surrender to the divine at this time? We have 7 of Pentacles. So you may need to 3 of Pentacles as well. You may be called to invest in collaborative ideas, and even saving your money looks like it's important, but a way that you can invest, I'm hearing, in yourself right now is to collaborate with other people. A way that you can surrender to the divine right now also is to water what you are wanting to grow in your life. So 7 of Pentacles is not necessarily the fastest moving card, because it's the Pentacles and the Tarot is the slowest moving. So you might be required to be a little bit patient with yourself and your growth too. Yeah, but I'm hearing invest in yourself, invest in your dreams, rather than focusing on what you don't have and lack. And step into more of a collaborative mindset. So I'm seeing the things that you feel like you might not have, who has those things around you that can help you, that you can team up with to create this sort of investment. Even these 2 people here are working together. So who can you work with? I'm hearing in your vicinity. So this could be in your environment, your workspace, your creative connections. Who can you work with to build with, and who can you invest in and who can invest in you? Hope that makes sense. But teamwork is required. Working with others looks like it is required. How else can pile 1 surrender to the divine? Source Spirit. How else can pile 1? 6 of Pentacles. So this is about equal or harmonious exchange, let's say. They want you to be generous as well with your investments, your time and your energy and your money. And enter into connections and spaces where you are getting what you give in some shape or form. There's also 5 of Cups at the base of the deck. So you may have gone through some sort of emotional loss. This can be a breakup. This can even just be some sort of change that's happened emotionally that's made you feel some sort of way. Can see that maybe it's burdened you a little bit, but Source wants you to surrender those emotions of loss. Have your time to let out your emotions, but then move forward in harmonious exchange and accepting things from others as well. I see like some of you might be blocking yourself off from receiving, because this is about not only giving and being generous, but also being open to receiving. And Source is saying if you're not open to receiving, then you're not really going to like get what you want. Yeah. And I'm hearing the words plain and simple. So being open to giving, being open to receiving looks like it's really important for you. And making sure that you're a part of investments or collaborations or teams or whatever it may be, where you're actually seeing the growth in the seeds that you have planted, metaphorically, you know. Is there anything else here, Source? Okay, pile 1, I will leave that there for you. I hope that that resonates, and I'm sending you all heaps of love. Pile number 2, you chose the unicorn, which says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. This is the card that like jumped out full force as well. Like it literally galloped out like this unicorn in the image. And so Source is really, really wanting to, or how you can surrender to the divine at this time, is to really just express yourself, and to allow yourself to be free and to be seen in your fullest creativity. I also feel like this is really attached to your inner child as well, and I'm hearing like your dreams and imagination. So a way in which you can surrender to the divine at this time is to really connect to your creativity, and your creativity that's in connection with your inner child. So there might be something that you did when you were younger that really still sparks your interest. That might be something that you could reconnect with. Yeah, but you're really called to create. So this might come through in like, I don't know, so many different things like painting, or the way in which you dress, or the way in which you... Yeah, I was hearing like style yourself, or what's it called? Decorate, or your environment. Whatever you feel like you could do personally that's attached to your inner child and your creativity and your imagination. It's a really, really beautiful time to just jump forward into that. You're really, really unique as well with the unicorn. Really, really unique. And I feel like the divine is calling you to surrender to your uniqueness and to celebrate your uniqueness and your unique expression. So some of you all might be like, I'm hearing like stifling your creativity somehow, or not being in the fullness of the joy of your expression. So I'm challenging you this week to really step out into your creative expression, your imagination, and not to be fearful of what other people are going to think of you, and your authentic being, because you're beautiful. And there's also no one like you. I'm hearing like unique DNA code. So everyone has their own unique DNA code, and Source and the divine is saying that you can't change that. You can't change yourself to fit in or to be less, to stand out less. And the divine is really calling you to just be yourself. Okay, let's see what cards we have. If you resonate with that or resonate with this reading, I don't know if there's a unicorn emoji, but if there is, comment it down below. How can pile 2 surrender to the divine? How can pile 2 surrender to the divine? Oh my gosh. Okay. One more, please. How can pile 2 surrender to the divine? How can pile 2? Okay, we have 10 of Swords. We have 2 of Swords, which came out reversed. Ten of Cups, Knave of Cups, and Eight of Cups. So a whole lot of cups, a whole lot of emotions, fam. So Source is really wanting you to let go of your attachment to the past. So there might be some like past things that you have gone through, like maybe people, you know, or like situations that you were in kind of like made you feel like you couldn't express yourself properly. And Source is trying to remind you that you can. I'm also hearing the divine, like Source, the creator, saying like, that's how I designed you, that's how I've made you. And so like when you're like suppressing yourself, you're kind of like suppressing, he's like, they're saying like suppressing my creation. A way in which you can surrender to the divine at this time is also through releasing any indecisiveness as well. And detaching yourself from the past. Like there may be people attached to your past that kind of weigh you down. And I feel like Source is wanting you to identify those people, or even those mindsets or thoughts that you have kind of attached to your being, and to disconnect yourself from those. Source, a way that you can surrender to the divine at this time is to really enter into healing with the Ten of Cups. So this is about like healing your wound space. So this is past trauma. This is also about community. So Source wants you to really immerse yourself in the waters of community, around people that make you feel good, make you feel like you can express yourself. You know, join a club, go to a class, look up groups online that you could be a part of, that people that have similar interests as you. Because I feel like in past community or past situations, you may have been hurt, or I'm hearing like slight backstabbed with the Ten of Swords, which I don't always see that kind of betrayal energy, but I am seeing that with this. Like there may have been people that like kind of were just not the nicest, or didn't want to work with you or something like that. But a way in which you can surrender to the divine at this time is to really like immerse yourself in healing community. Yeah, through similar interests. And that will really heal some of your trauma or some of your like past, clear some of it. Because with the Ten of Swords and then the Ten of Cups, I'm seeing the swords, it's raining outside. That feels really significant because I was just about to say the swords are being replaced with cups. So every single like bit of pain and like stabbing that you've experienced is going to be replaced with like water and coolness and soothing, you know. And then it just started kind of raining, and I feel like yeah, that's a beautiful sign also of like fertility. And I'm hearing like any of your like prayers or things that you have been speaking into existence or wanting for yourself are coming for you. But yeah, moving out of your comfort zone looks like a way in which you can surrender to the divine as well. And yeah, I think making new connections too. So allowing yourself to like meet new people, and as you kind of like, I want to say like indulge your inner child, it's going to help you like release some stuff from the past and release any pent-up emotions and find direction that actually like is substantial for you emotionally, and create some sort of healing. And I'm hearing also like, is it intergenerational, generational healing? So even spending, even spending time with around children might be helpful for you to like spark that, you know, sometimes when we're around adults a lot, we can get like too serious. And so maybe a way that you can surrender to the divine is being around people that are a bit younger than you as well, or that are just, I heard freer, but maybe just in their expression. If you have people around that like you. Yeah, you can surrender to the divine by filling your cup. So doing things that are more emotionally fulfilling for you. You may also want to travel in the future. So if so, Source is saying that's a good idea for you. And my loves, I'm going to leave that there for you today. I hope that that resonates. If you would like a personal reading, check the description to see how you can book that. And if you are drawn to another pile, feel free to choose another pile. If not, I'll see you in the next reading. Okay, pile 3, so you chose the Mountain Goat card, which says there's something out of balance in your life. So do whatever you need to do to correct it. So with this I almost bit my tongue. So with this is really talking about, yeah, there's some physical things going on with you. So that could potentially be like, I would say like a way in which you potentially aren't looking after yourself. This is kind of about neglecting your physical realm. So this could be your health, your body, your finances, your home, like those kinds of things. So Source really, really wants you to pay attention to where you could potentially be neglecting that side of you and your well-being. So that's a way in which you can surrender to the divine at this time. There might also be like some addictive habits that you potentially have, because this is giving like the devil, like Capricorn energy for me when I pull this. So I feel like you know what those are. And Source is saying it's important to take some initiative at this time to cleanse yourself as well of those things. So that would be like, you know, you could write those things down on a piece of paper, on your phone, and then also reflect on like how you will be working to let go of those things. This could also be people as well, like I want to say like toxic people or relationships that you feel like you have some sort of addiction to. Codependency, that's the word. Codependent habits, places, things. Yeah, but there's some sort of thing that's kind of out of alignment, and a way in which you can really, I want to say, rather than surrender to the divine, like align yourself with the divine, is to align yourself with, better patterns and look after yourself a little bit better. Some of you might be like, neglecting your health some way, or like overworking or something like that. So yeah, let's pull some cards. I think when I pulled this card as well, I think a bunch of other animal cards came out, and the one that I did note was talking about music and frequency and stuff. I think it was the whale card. So a way in which you can surrender to the divine at this time is also by connecting to music. That might help you like clear and cleanse your energy. Like right now I'm playing a frequency, sacral chakra healing. So you can like look up like any frequencies or chakra, energy center healing sounds on YouTube, and there's like so many there. That's a beautiful way to help like cleanse your energy and your environment as well. So maybe you actually also need to cleanse your physical space or like clean up. Because I will say the mountain goat here is like quite like dirty. Not saying that you're dirty, but you might just need to like clean up and cleanse yourself and really look after your physical and spiritual hygiene. You know, like I said, there might be something that you're neglecting a little bit. You might be like too busy or something, so Source is just reminding you to like get onto that. Whew, cleanse my energy from the last pile and connect to pile 3. Now, how can pile 3 surrender to the divine at this time? How can pile 3 surrender to the divine at this time? How can pile 3 surrender to the divine at this time? Do one more. How can pile 3 surrender to the divine? Cool. So we have the Empress. Beautiful. We also have Queen of Pentacles. This came out reversed. The Magician, Knave of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so with the Empress, Source is really wanting you to surrender to the divine. Oh my gosh, I'm really struggling to say that. Didn't know it was such a tongue twister, but okay. By knowing your worth and your value. So with this came out reverse. So for me, again, that's talking to me about like your physical, something you're neglecting. So that's like the Queen of Pentacles upright is like really in touch with their physical space, their home, what they eat. Yeah, that's another thing for you all, pile 3. What are you consuming? That's a really big question for you all. And how can you shift that? But I feel like it's really attached to your sense of self-worth. So you might just need to treat yourself a little bit better. Yeah, I'm hearing treat yourself. And that doesn't mean you like go and splurge or like go overspend or anything like that. But how can you treat yourself to the small luxuries and pleasures within the day, you know? That might be like having a really lovely tea or a bath or doing your hair. It's like there's something here attached to your sense of self-worth and self-esteem that is really affecting your physical environment. And I feel the Source and the divine kind of need you to surrender to how beautiful you are, firstly, with the Empress. They also want you to affirm yourself. So this is something that I do. I'm seeing you're sitting in the mirror. I actually have a mirror right here, and this is where I do like my spells. This is where I say my affirmations. I sit in the mirror and I look at myself, and sometimes like at first, like when I first started doing this, it was really uncomfortable because it's like weird talking to yourself in the mirror. But after a while you get used to it and you just start doing it like randomly and then move on with your time. But like sitting in front of the mirror and saying, I'm beautiful, I'm valued, I'm worthy of love, I look after myself, I prioritize my well-being, my physical health, those things, you know, or I experience the small luxuries of life day to day. I feel like there's something that's kind of like dampering your spirit, or maybe you've just haven't had time to look after yourself. With the Empress card, you could be a mother or you could be a parent as well. So maybe you don't actually have time to look after yourself, and that's okay. But I feel like Source is calling you to surrender to the divine by surrendering to your beauty and surrendering to incorporating this kind of energy into your life a little bit more. Yeah, and also I'm thinking like, what makes you feel good? What makes you feel joy and like that sweetness in life? Bringing those things into your space. And you can just do this gradually. You like, you know, especially if you're a parent, it's kind of hard to have the time to do those things. But, you know, if you have a kid, do it with your kid. Sit your kid on your lap and say your affirmations with your child as well. The Magician, Knave of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. a way in which you can surrender to the divine as well is just owning your magic a little bit more. And when I say that, I mean like the magician uses the resources that they have around them. You know, it's not like the magician has everything in the world, but they know they are connected to the elements firstly, and so then they know how to use what they have around them to create what they want. So there's something about that. I'm also hearing like you're just a really magical being, and I feel like you kind of downplay yourself, or you've maybe haven't connected to that side of yourself in a little while. Also with the Empress energy, like surrendering to the divine at this time for you might look like, or let me say like the Empress is someone that doesn't step off their throne to like appease someone or something else. So if something is like calling you to step out of your power a little bit, or something or someone doesn't know your worth, don't step off your throne, whatever that means to you, to prove yourself. I'm hearing as you like treat yourself better and just treat yourself in general, the things that you want will kind of come more towards you. And as you clear out your energy, your space, treat your body and look after your health, I'm hearing like raising your vibration. This is raising your vibration and your frequency to more of a higher frequency of love and compassion for yourself. Another way that you can surrender to the divine with Knave of Wands is, I don't know, you might have some creative ideas as well that you kind of want to try, or things that you want to explore. So Source is like encouraging you to do those things, because those things are going to bring you some opportunities. And we have the 8 of Swords at the base of the deck, and the 10 of Cups as well. So you might be like stuck in some limiting beliefs or cycles, but I think it's because of this like energy that we're speaking about before. And Source wants to remind you that you have all the resources that you need. You have everything that you need to achieve what you want, or just be in. When I say achieve what you want, it doesn't even need to be like a physical thing. It can just be like healing your perception of yourself, coming more into a space of like really loving yourself. So firstly, clearing and cleansing your environment, all of that stuff. And then also after that, I wanted to say going and doing something new. So you might be like trying or testing something new that's actually gonna bring you a lot of fortune. And when I say fortune, I don't even mean like money or anything like that. I just feel like it's gonna bring you joy. And it might bring some other, like open some other doors and opportunities for sure. But I just feel like it's gonna make you also feel more fortunate or valuable when you are treating yourself as such. I'm hearing Source and the divine say like, you can't wait for someone else to treat you like that for you to believe it, you know? See anything else here, Source? I don't think there is, my love, so I will leave that there for you. I hope that that resonates. If you chose this pile, comment a little goat down in the comments, or a little crown for the Empress. I feel like that's a better emoji rather than a goat. Yeah, I'm sending you heaps of love. If you feel called to another pile, feel free to go listen to that. If you want a personal reading, all the details are down below in the description, and I will see you in the next reading.